File Server Resource Manager Comprehensive Lesson Notes. Introduction to FSRM. FSRM stands for File Server Resource Manager. It is a role service included with Windows Server. Think of it as a complete toolkit for a server administrator to manage, understand, and control the data stored on file servers. As storage needs grow, FSRM provides advanced control beyond basic file management. It helps you control storage costs, enforce company policies, and ensure compliance with regulations. What does FSRM allow you to do? FSRM gives you several powerful capabilities. First, you can limit directory size using directory quotas. This lets you control exactly how much data can be stored in a specific folder. Second, you can restrict data types using file screens. This blocks specific types of files from being saved on the server. Third, FSRM includes a file classification infrastructure. This allows you to define a property schema and automatically label files based on their content or location. Fourth, you can apply policies through file management jobs. These are conditional policies that perform actions like encryption or file expiration based on classification. Finally, FSRM generates storage reports. These reports help you audit disk usage, identify large files, and track storage trends over time. Installation walkthrough. FSRM is not installed by default on Windows Server. You must add it. There are two main methods to install it. The first is using the Graphical Server Manager interface. The second is using PowerShell for automation. Graphical installation via Server Manager. This is the most common method for initial setup. Start by opening Server Manager. Click on Manage in the top right corner and select Add Roles and Features. The Add Roles and Features wizard will appear. Proceed through the wizard. On the installation type page, select role-based or feature-based installation. Click Next. On the server selection page, choose your target server from the server pool. Click Next. On the server roles page, scroll down until you see File and Storage Services. Expand this section. Then expand the subsection called File and ISCSI Services. You will see a list of role services. Check the box for File Server Resource Manager. A pop-up window will appear asking you to add required features. Click the Add Features button. Then click Next. On the Features page, you can accept the defaults and just click Next. You do not need to add any additional features for basic FSRM functionality. On the Confirmation page, review your selections and click Install. The installation will take a few moments. After it finishes, you can verify the installation by going back to Server Manager. Click on the Tools menu in the top right. You should now see File Server Resource Manager listed as an available tool. PowerShell installation. This method is ideal for automation and scripting. Open PowerShell as an administrator. Run the following command. Install Windows feature with the names FS Resource Manager and RSAT FSRM Management. This single command installs both the core FSRM service and the management tools. It is faster and repeatable across many servers. Initial configuration and global settings. Before you start creating quotas and file screens, it is smart to configure the global settings for FSRM. To do this, open the FSRM console. Go to Server Manager, click on Tools, and select File Server Resource Manager. In the console, the tree view on the left shows different sections. At the very top is the root node named File Server Resource Manager with local in parentheses. Right-click on this node and select Configure Options. This opens the FSRM Options dialog box. Here you can set several important global parameters. First is email notifications. You can configure your SMTP server settings. This includes the server name or IP address and the port number. You also set the default administrator email address. This is crucial because FSRM will send alert emails when quotas are exceeded or file screens are violated. Without email, you may not know about issues in real time. Second is notification limits. You can set time limits to prevent FSRM from sending duplicate alerts too frequently. For example, you might set a limit to send the same warning email no more than once every 60 minutes. This prevents alert fatigue and reduces network traffic. Third are storage report parameters. Here you define what constitutes a large file, for example, any file larger than 100 megabytes. You also define the default age for recently accessed files, such as files accessed in the last 90 days. These parameters are used when you generate storage reports later. Fourth are report locations. You can specify the default paths where all generated reports will be saved. This helps keep your reports organized. After setting these options, click OK to save them. Configuring quota management. Quota management is one of the core features of FSRM. Quotas allow you to limit or monitor storage space usage on volumes or folders. You can define a hard quota, which actively blocks writes when the folder is full. Or you can define a soft quota, which only monitors usage without blocking anything. The best practice is to start by creating quota templates. Templates allow you to standardize your quota policies. You create one template and then apply it to many different folders. This makes management much easier. To create a quota template, go to the FSRM console. Expand the quota management section in the left tree view. Click on Quota Templates. In the Actions pane on the right, click Create Quota Template. A dialog box will open. Let us create a sample template. In the template name field, type a descriptive name like Department 10 GB hard limit. In the space limit field, enter the amount of storage space. For this example, enter 10 GB. For the quota type, select hard quota. This will prevent users from saving files once the folder reaches the limit. Now you need to configure notification thresholds. This is a critical step for proactive management. Click the Add button. You will define a threshold at a certain percentage of the quota. For this example, create a threshold at 85%. This means when the folder reaches 8.5 GB used, FSRM will trigger an action. Under the Event Log tab, check the box that says Send Warning to Event Log. This creates an audit trail for your records. Under the Email tab, check the box that says Send Email to the following administrators. Enter the email addresses of the people who should be alerted. You can also customize the email message. Under the Command tab, you can optionally run a custom script to perform further actions, such as archiving old files. Click OK to save the threshold. Then click OK again to save the template. Now that you have a template, you can apply it to a specific folder. In the left tree view, click on Quotas under Quota Management. In the Actions pane, click Create Quota. In the dialog box, you must specify the quota path. This is the exact folder where you want to enforce the limit. Use the Browse button to navigate to the folder. For example, d://shares/finance. Next, you select how you want to define the quota. Choose the option Derive Properties from this quota template. Then select the template you just created, Department 10 GB hard limit. Click Create. There is a special feature called Auto Apply Quotas. If you want the quota to automatically apply to all new and existing subfolders, select this option. This is very powerful for user home directories. For example, if you have a folder for each user, an auto apply quota will enforce the same limit on every new user folder created in the future. Configuring file screening management. File screening is the second core feature. It acts like a digital bouncer for your file server. It restricts the types of files that can be stored based on the file extension. It is important to know that FSRM screening only looks at the file extension. It does not analyze the content or MIME type of the file. The first step is to define file groups. File groups are simply lists of file extensions. For example, you might create a group for audio and video files. This group would include .mp3, .wav, .avi, and .mpeg. To do this, go to the FSRM console. Expand File Screening Management. Click on File Groups. You will see some default groups already defined by Microsoft. You can modify these or create your own. To create a new group, click Create File Group in the Actions pane. Give the group a name like Blocked Media Files. Then add the extensions you want to block. Each extension should be preceded by a period. Click Add after each one. When you are done, click OK. The next step is to create a file screen template. A template works just like a quota template. It allows you to standardize your screening policies. In the left tree view, click on File Screen Templates. Click Create File Screen Template in the Actions pane. In the Template Name field, type a descriptive name like No Media Files. For the screening type, you have two options. Active screening prevents users from saving unauthorized files. Passive screening allows saving but generates a report and logs the event. For strict enforcement, choose Active Screening. Under the File Groups section, check the box next to the file group you created, Blocked Media Files. This tells FSRM to block any file with those extensions. Now configure notifications for the file screen. Similar to quotas, you can set up event log entries and email alerts. Click the Add button under Notification Thresholds. For a file screen, a threshold is usually set at 100%, meaning the screen triggers immediately when a violation occurs. Under the Event Log tab, check Send Warning to Event Log. Under the Email tab, check Send Email to the following administrators. Enter the appropriate email addresses. You can also customize the message to inform the user that they attempted to save a blocked file type. Click OK to save the threshold, then click OK to save the template. To deploy the file screen, click on File Screens under File Screening Management. Click Create File Screen in the Actions pane. In the dialog box, specify the file screen path. This is the folder you want to protect. For example, d:\shares\personnel. For the properties, select Derive Properties from this file screen template. Choose the No Media Files template you created. Click Create. There is also a feature called File Screen Exceptions. This allows you to create exceptions within a protected folder. For example, you have a file screen on the root shares folder that blocks all media files. But suppose the marketing department needs to save .wav files for a project. You can create an exception on the marketing subfolder. This exception will allow .wav files to be saved, even though the parent folder blocks them. This provides flexible and granular control.